guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my bearded dragon's new enclosure. If you guys don't know, a few months back I actually got a bearded dragon from one of my family members. I didn't have time to care for him, and I was really excited to get him because I had been looking into a bearded dragon for a while. And when I got him, he was in a 40-gallon. Usually most people say that 40 gallons is the minimum for a bearded dragon. Personally, I always like to go a little bit bigger, and after seeing him live in that 40-gallon for a couple months, I definitely think the minimum should be a little bit higher, but that's for a different video. I think around a 75 is probably a better minimum. But I am super excited to be able to share his new cage today because he was finally able to be upgraded. Before I show the cage, I do want to mention, I don't think I've mentioned his name like officially in a video. I think I've said it, but I don't think I ever announced it. When I adopted him, his name was Mushu, and while that is a really cute name, it's an extremely common bearded dragon name, and I decided to rename him Kevin. I actually didn't know that I believe there's a Kevin the bearded dragon on Animal Planet or something. I don't have TV, so I didn't know that until after I named him and someone told me, but his name is Kevin. But today I'm going to be showing you his new enclosure. I am so excited to share this with you guys because I think a lot of you will really love seeing this enclosure. It's actually brand new. It just came on the market. I got it as soon as it was available, and it is called the Zen Habitat. I do want to thank them for sending this enclosure to me. This isn't a actual sponsored video. I'm not getting paid for the video, but they did give me the enclosure for free so I could upgrade Kevin and share it with you guys. So I'm going to go over a few of the talking points of the cage before I actually show it to you, just because I think it's amazing and I know I'm going to get a ton of questions. I'll have all the links and stuff down in the description because I'm sure I'll leave out a lot of important information, but there are a couple main reasons why I really enjoy this enclosure. The first is the size. This enclosure is 4x2x2, so it's equivalent to a 120-gallon aquarium, so it's actually like double the floor space of the cage she was in before, which is absolutely amazing. The other thing I really love about it is being the size of 120 gallon. If that was a glass enclosure, there's no way I'd be able to move it on my own because I am a weakling and 120 gallon glass is going to be really heavy. But when this came shipped to me, it actually comes flat packed and you put it together. I think it took me like 15 or 20 minutes for me to put it together, but I was able to grab it off my porch and carry it inside all by myself. It was a little awkward just because the box is still big, but it's really lightweight, which is amazing if you live alone and you're not able to move a glass aquarium. This was an awesome option. It's actually made of bamboo and aluminum, so it's really lightweight, but it is pretty durable. I've had it for a few weeks now and I've really been loving it. I wanted to wait a little while so I could actually test it out before I showed you, and so far I don't have any complaints about it. I'm loving it. I think Kevin's loving it, so I would definitely recommend this. I think it's a great option because a lot of the times if you want to go bigger than like a 40-gallon or a 75-gallon, a lot of times you have to do a DIY enclosure and make one yourself. And if you're like me, you don't have the talent or the tools to do that. So if you can't make your own 4x2 and you're looking to buy one, this is definitely a good option. I will leave a link down in the description if you want to check it out. You can still order them and get them in time for Christmas. If you live on the East Coast, you can actually order until December 20th and get it in time for Christmas. And if you're on the West Coast, you do have to order earlier. I believe it's the 18th to get it in time for Christmas. So to be safe, no matter where you are in the US, order by the 18th and you'll get it in time for Christmas. Shipping is free to the US, so it's included in the price, which is amazing because it's a very big package. And they do only ship to the US just because they are such a big enclosure, but the great thing is shipping is included in the price, so it has free shipping. These retail for $269, which I think is an awesome deal. I actually paid more than that for my 75-gallon with front opening doors, so $269 with shipping. I don't think you can beat it, but I have talked enough. Now I want to show you the cage in more detail. So I have you guys off the tripod right now, so sorry if it's a little bit shaky, but here is an overview of the enclosure. It's hard to get it all in one shot because it is pretty big. Like I said, it is 4 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet tall. Since I have Kevin in here, who's a bearded dragon, they don't need a ton of height, but that does give you more height options if you have some type of animal that likes to climb. Also, you can get one that has a substrate barrier, so if you need one that has like substrate in it, like cypress mulch or something, you can put that in there because this one just opens completely up. So it does have the front opening sliding doors. These are like 1/4 inch acrylic, so they are very thick and sturdy. I do want to mention when I got mine, I did have a slight problem with one of the doors, but their customer service was absolutely amazing and they got it resolved right away. So I had a really good experience with that, and Kevin is just sitting here chilling. You'll see right now that I actually don't have any substrate in here for him. I was using a mixture of paper towel and tile, but I just really didn't like the way it looked. And since the bamboo is so pretty, I thought I would try it out. It is a little bit slick, so I'm going to watch him, and if he doesn't like it, then I'll put some paper towel back in. But since the bamboo is just really gorgeous, I think at least, I thought I would try it without substrate. And it's also super easy to clean up. We'll just try it out and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But this is an overview of the enclosure. I don't know if I mentioned, but when you put it together, you don't need any tools. It took me like 15 or 20 minutes and all I used was a rubber mallet. You don't need any like screwdrivers or drills or anything. So it just has the bamboo walls and the aluminum frame, and then there is the Zen Habitats logo right here. And then the top is a really sturdy like wire mesh, and it does have a couple bars, so you can either put your lighting on top, or what I decided to do is I actually hung my lighting inside. There are 2 bars that run up in here so you can hook all your lighting, and there's also a cord port back there so all your cords can go in and out really nicely. Since it is 2 feet tall, I just wanted the UVB a lot closer to his basking spot because my basking spot is pretty low and I didn't want it almost 2 feet away from him. So I did just use some chain and hooked it onto these bars to lower it down. And then he also has his heat lamp over here, which I just put over that bar and zip tied. So you can put the lighting either in it or out depending on what works best for you. The cool thing is if you put the lighting in, you can stack them, like if you put a 2x4 or something in between so there's still airflow. So you could stack these, which I think is super cool for such a large enclosure. But overall his tank is kept pretty basic. I do keep a water dish in there for him. I know a lot of people don't keep water dishes in for their bearded dragon. I'm not sure if he actually uses it, but I like having it in there just in case. He has a hammock back in the back that I just hooked on using some little command hooks. And then he has a fake plant that is just hooked on using a suction cup, but I noticed the suction cups weren't sticking quite as well as I liked when he got up there, so I did use command hooks. And then he has a half log just in case he does want to hide or he can climb on that. A little fake plant for decoration, and then over here is where he spends most of his time. I just have his basking spot, and he has a few different areas, that way he can choose the temperature he wants. And then of course Kevin is just chilling right down here. So that's just an overview of his new Zen habitat. Now I'm gonna grab a couple super worms and we'll give him a little treat. So he saw me get his worms out, so he's already excited. So I'm just going to slide open this door. Don't crawl out, and we will go ahead and grab a worm for him. There you go. Do you see it? There we go. So like I said, you can get one with a substrate shield. So like if you want to put like a blue tongue skink or something in here that needs substrate, but I don't use, and ew, he just chomped that one right in half. But for him, I didn't need a substrate shield because if I do use a substrate, it's not going to be any type of a loose substrate. So we'll go ahead and give him one more worm. So that is Kevin in his new Zen habitat. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing Kevin in his new Zen habitat. I'm really excited about this upgrade just because it does offer him so much space, and I'm just really loving the enclosure so far. Thank you again to Zen Habitats for sending out this cage to me to review. If you guys are interested in grabbing one for yourself, once again, I'll leave the link down in the description. Even if you don't want to get one, I definitely recommend going to that site and just reading more about them because I know there's a lot of cool details that I left out in this video. But that is going to be it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.